everyone, I'm Mrs. Midnight, and honestly I wasn't sure of uploading this video because I don't have my makeup brushes with me, and I know that's not a reason to not record, but I feel so limited to what I can do to my face, and I like to make looks that are elusive to the topic we're talking about. But well, I decided to record anyways because today is a special date, and this channel needs a new top. So before we do anything else, I would like to wish everyone a happy Valentine's. Yeah, I know that date is super full of merchandise, but personally I like the idea of celebrating love, and what better way to do it than to talk about our favorite characters in our favorite game. Although today will be a more platonic love because we will be talking about the professors of Hogwarts. I'm gonna have to remove my glasses because they are reflecting the light a lot. I don't know about you guys, but I was 11 years old when I saw my first Harry Potter movie. And even then, although I did notice that Harry Potter and many of his friends closer to my age were very cute, the one that really stole my heart for good was a professor. I'm not gonna tell you who yet because he's part of this top, but if you knew who it was before I mentioned it, let me know in the comments. In this case the top will be shorter because I thought I would have more candidates, but thinking it through, there are very few professors in Hogwarts, and let alone that appear in the game as well, that I truly find attractive. Of course, there's a lot of teachers I admire or I'm even fond of, and possibly if I studied at Hogwarts, due to this I would be hugging all the professors all day. But in order to make it to this top, two rules must be matched. First of all, I have to like both their personality and find them physically attractive. And second of all, they have to be professors in Hogwarts Mystery. And you know what's the worst part? That one teacher that I would not only date, but even marry, does not appear in the game as a teacher. He does appear, but he's not a professor yet, and therefore cannot be part of this top. I'm sorry, Lupin, but besides the fact that you're married, you're not a professor in Hogwarts Mystery, so you'll have to wait till I do the next top. Whoops, sorry about that. Last week something came up and I had to stop the recording. And you may be thinking, if you hadn't told us we wouldn't even know, but I'd rather comment it because, first of all, you may notice some differences like in continuity, and second of all, because what happened to me is basically what happens to the player in Hogwarts Mystery all the time. You cannot take back what you say, you cannot take back your actions, nope, you just have to go on with your story with the choices you've made. So I thought, if even the game doesn't let us do those things, why would we try to cover it up if in real life there was a problem? Bill Wesley. After Ravenclaw's betrayal, obviously her class stops being available that year. But next year we get the best compensation when we find out that the new teacher is no other than the handsome Bill Wesley, whom we can still not date, by the way. For my taste, Bill is the most handsome of all the Weasley brothers. And of course that gives him a lot of points for the top. But the main reason why he's here is that his outer beauty is also inside him. Although he's older than our character, ever since he was a student we got very close to Bill because of his kind and brave nature. Frequently he is our support, both for the course vault missions and for our personal dilemmas. And this generosity adjoined to his bravery doesn't only make him a great Gryffindor, but also a wonderful friend and romantic interest. Although you cannot ask him to any dates. And then, after starting to work as a course breaker in Gringotts, Bill comes back to Hogwarts with the intention of sharing his knowledge with the students. This being one of the main things that distinguishes from his predecessor. Patricia gives this class to find students that are skilled, but vulnerable emotionally, so that later she can take advantage of that. While Bill, that was one of her victims, not only tries to move on, but also to help other students learn to defend themselves and stay safe. Bill earned a place in the top because of his big heart and protective spirit. Okay, fine, also because he's gorgeous. But as you can see, there's much more to rescue about this character than only his looks. Severus Snape. Unfortunately, after his love disappointment with Lily, this character became bitter and completely closed himself to love. Not only the romantic one, but also he doesn't let himself have friends or care about his students. But besides the fact that I'm curious of what would have happened if anyone would have shown interest in him, in Hogwarts Mystery during the Celestial Ball mission, Severus lets us see that, although he doesn't want to pursue it anymore, he still believes in love. Of course, Snape wouldn't be the kind of boyfriend that fills you with teddy bears and flowers. Actually, I think it would be more like dating Dr. House, as handsome as he's hostile. But at least he's aware that no one rules over their feelings, and that makes me think that if he developed feelings for someone and he was corresponded, who knows? Maybe he would actually give it a go. And if not, let me fantasize. Severus is in the second place of the top because besides the fact that I've had a crush on him ever since I was a kid, as the story develops, he starts showing us that despite his bitterness and his inclination to dark magic, deep down he's still a good person with noble feelings, and if he hadn't shot himself to love, he could have been happy. But oh well, he decided to bitter himself, and therefore no matter how much I like him, he cannot be number one. Sylvanus Cattleborn. Although I do believe he does look handsome in the game, with Sylvanus specifically, I was first captivated by his personality and his love for creatures, and then I saw his beauty. Yes, I said beauty. Excuse me, but just because he lost an eye, an arm and a leg, doesn't mean he stopped being handsome. I mean, just look at that smile and the glow in his eye when he sees the creatures. Besides, we know that he survived encounters with several dangerous creatures. Getting hurt sometimes, but he survived in the end. So being his partner, I would feel very protected and safe. I mean, if he could handle a manticore, a dark wizard shouldn't be much problem, right? I won't talk much about his relationship to creatures because I've told that in my top of best teachers, but the fondness he feels for them tells me a lot about his human quality and his capacity to love. And if there was any doubt about this, we only need to see how much he worries about making us feel better after confronting Rapik. Yeah, most of the teachers do their job of keeping the students safe, but Cattleborn takes this to the next level because he doesn't only take them to safety, but also if they live a traumatic experience, he cares about being an emotional support. Sylvanus is at the head of the top because despite his life wounds, he remains generous with a loving spirit and keeps his passion for his vocations, both as a magicologist and as a teacher. So being with him, I would not only love him with all my heart, but also respect him and admire him a lot. Not to mention that if I was having a bad time, he would have an infallible way to make me feel better. Lots of puffskins and crop puppies. Well, a bit short, but this was my top of the most dateable teachers in Hogwarts Mystery. If you agree with my choices, be sure to leave a like, and if you don't entirely agree, be sure to tell me in the comments which one of the Hogwarts teachers is the one you'd love to have a date with the most. Mrs. Midnight loves you and thanks you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so you do not miss when I upload the next. Until next time, mischief managed!